almost begging to stand on those steps. And so I refuse to be silent. I refuse to allow our political system and our so-called leaders to bully and to try to silence this cause. So go wake somebody up. Go wake somebody up and let them know that you have right to assembly. You have right to exercise your cause and to weigh in on issues important to you. And so I stand here also because it's personal. I have 6 stepchildren right now in Hebron in the West Bank who continue to live under occupation, whose voices aren't being heard. And every day they're emailing me and texting me and say, please and thank you for just standing up. Continue to fight for our cause. And even on this morning, they might not be able to have the freedoms like we do to come here and stand in the square, but believe they're standing with us. So free Palestine! 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 That's right. At this time, I'm so proud my brothers and my sisters are here, and at this time, I'm going to bring to you one of our organizers, a brother committed to the struggle, my brother who has stood with me on many causes. And so I'm going to bring him to the mic. Pranav is a professor, and I always mess his name up, but he's a professor at Ohio State University, and he's going to come and speak to you about what's on his heart. Come on, my brother.
All right, you know the meaning of the word solidarity? Yeah. Solidarity means we stand together. Solidarity means we stand united. Solidarity means we've got your back, right? Look it up in the dictionary. It says we've got your back. That's solidarity. Unbreakable. All right? So I'm going to raise a chant, and I want you to raise your left hand if you agree with me. I hope you do. Raise your left hand and say solidarity. Let's give it a try. 1, 2, 3. Solidarity. Solidarity with the people of Palestine. Solidarity. Solidarity. You just say solidarity. All right? Otherwise we'll be here all day. But I love it. Solidarity with the people of Palestine. Solidarity. Solidarity with the people of Gaza. Solidarity. Solidarity with the children of Gaza. Solidarity. Solidarity with the struggle against apartheid. Solidarity. Solidarity with the Boycott Israel movement. Solidarity. Solidarity with the people of Ferguson. Solidarity. Solidarity with the family members of John Crawford. Solidarity. Solidarity for humanity. Solidarity. All right. So I'm here as Ohio State professor. I'm also representative of the ISO today. And I'm here to talk about Steven Salaita. Dr. Steven Salaita, and to inform you about what's happened to him. A Palestinian-American professor who was fired from a tenured job at the University of Illinois because he spoke out openly against Israel on Twitter. What country are we in? Because he spoke out openly against Israel in a tweet. He was fired from a tenure-track job. So I want to tell you more about that, but I also want to tell you about why it matters. Why should a movement that's come together around the brutal killings of people in Gaza talk about a fired professor? Why does it matter? Why is this happening? What's going on? So first about Dr. Salaita. So Dr. Salaita actually was a tenure-track professor at his previous job. He's written 6 books. He was actually hired at University of Illinois in the Department of Native American Studies, because what he's done is connected issues around Israel, issues around colonialism, colonization of the Palestinians with the colonization of the indigenous people, right? And so that's his expertise, that's his scholarship. And think about how brilliant that is. And that's why he was hired at the University of Illinois. But he was fired because the chancellor decided at the end, after he had given up his other tenure-track position, the chancellor decided, actually, we're not going to hire him after all. So now he doesn't have a job, now he doesn't have a house, now he doesn't have health insurance, etc. Now here's the good side of the story. 15,000 people signed a petition to say, where is academic freedom? Where is free speech? What country are we living in? Aren't we supposed to have the basic right to talk about issues even if they're controversial? So 15,000 people signed that petition. 1,500 professors signed a petition saying they're going to boycott the University of Illinois. They're not going to speak there. They're not going to go to conferences there. They're not going to participate unless Steven Saleta is reinstated. So that's the story, and if you want to know more, tell me about it. But the reason why I talked about Ferguson, the reason why I started with that, is that there's a link here. It's not just about Steven Saleta. Academics have been harassed since after 9/11 because academics have had the freedom to speak out about some of these issues. People have been harassed even worse, like Samir Al-Aryan, who spent 10 years in prison and under incarceration. So this, Saleta's not alone. It's part of a larger pattern of attacking academics. But you know what? That's not just about academics. Look at the profiling of Arab and Muslim and South Asian and other people that's happened after 9/11. Look at the way in which that's happened. And so what we're talking about is that when an atrocity happens, when something bad happens in the world, that's one big issue, but a second front of the war opens up, which is that anyone who speaks out about that atrocity, anyone who exposes that atrocity, anyone who brings it to light also gets pressured, also gets persecuted. And so that's the one connection between what's going on and what's happening. There's the actual atrocity going on, and then there's the fact that people who speak out also get persecuted. So we need to stand up every single time that happens. It could take the form of a firing, it could take the form of the situation with Steven Saleta, but it could also take a different form. Now here's the second connection with Ferguson, and then I'm going to wrap up.
Banners are moving in.
Why do we have a militarized police force? Why do we have a militarized police force? It has to do with what's happened after 9/11. The idea that the war against Arabs and Muslims abroad, and Arab-looking people, by the way, right? They don't discriminate. The war against Arabs and Muslims abroad is also going to be conducted at home. And so that's why the former police chief of St. Louis County went to Israel to learn from the IDF how to do counterterrorism tactics at home. And so the connections are not just about this is an atrocity, that's an atrocity, we don't like it. Because of the war on terror, because of the stuff after 9/11, it's created a climate for the militarization of the police force, for the criminalization of everybody who resists at home, right? And for the firing of people like Steven Saleta. So we need to connect the dots. I'm going to end with this last thing about Ferguson, which is the story on Ferguson. I just want to really illustrate what I'm saying. The story in Ferguson is, number one, the killing of Michael Brown, right? But number two, the militarized response to the protesters. You see what I'm saying? Two parts of the war opened up. The atrocity and the people who seek to end the atrocity. They want us to be silent. They want quote-unquote order. They want us to follow the system. What they don't recognize is that it's the system that's making us protest. It's the system that's making us angry. It's the system that's making us say, we're not going to have any more of this. Solidarity!
Solidarity!
Thank you, Professor Pudal. All right, everybody. So I came here today, and I have my two sisters with me, Kayla and Sasha, and they asked me, who's here for Ferguson? And I told them we're all here for Ferguson. This is something I just wrote before I came here. And by wrote, I mean I wrote it in my head. Before I speak, can we just have a moment, 10 seconds of silence for the 2,000 people who were bombed and killed in Gaza by Israel with our tax dollars? And can we have a 10-second moment of silence for the people, for the Mike Browns every day that get killed every day? So if we can do the 10 seconds starting now. They shot Mike Brown in the street, rest in peace. They bombed babies in their sleep, rest in peace. Kids mopping blood off the streets, we need peace. All right, guys, this is Kayla, and she's here with Gaza, and her fight is our fight, and we're all in this together for humanity. Solidarity!
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 All right, my name is Kayla, and I'm here in support with Gaza and with the shit that's been going on in Ferguson. Now, I'm going to pick up where Pranav left off at. I'm here because I'm tired of seeing people dying. I'm here for Mike. I'm here for Renisha, Rakia, everybody that done got shot by our cops. That's what I'm here for. I'm here because I'm angry. I'm here because I'm fed up. And I'm here because this system is the root of my fed upness. And I'm saying, if any change is going to be accomplished, we have to realize that what happens in Gaza has an effect on what happens in Ferguson and vice versa, that all of this shit is connected and that our system is an oppressive system. It's not just people. It's hard to change people when you got people living off of laws that are hateful laws. Our laws are filled with hate. Our institutions are filled with hate. So we need to change our institutions. I'm here in solidarity to create change. I'm here to call for change, and I'm here for us to work together and to stop this. So we're going to put our hands in the air, and we're going to say solidarity. Solidarity!
All right, everybody, it's about that time, guys. Oh, okay, that's right. Everyone, we have Don Bryant. He's our guest in Columbus. Let's give him a warm Buckeye, Ohio welcome. He came from Cleveland. He's our boss. He's with us. He's with us for Gaza. He's with us for Ferguson. Come on up, Don. Welcome to our city.
I want to give a shout out to the immigrant rights activists that are here. Thank you. We are all in this together is right. Our organization in Cleveland, Immigrant Support Network, started fighting in 2003, shortly after 9/11, when Arab and Muslim men were being disappeared in the US of A. Their families were being broken up. And that continues today. Why did the Israelis bomb during Ramadan? To dispel families, to break up families. That is the design of the powers of the U.S. government, of the Israeli government. And we will be in solidarity to fight this with the immigrant rights activists, with the African American activists, with the Asian activists, with the LGBT activists. We must continue. If we don't unite, we are nothing. We must be together. We must respect each other's issues because we have the same enemy, the powers of the 1%. We will stay together, and we will continue until we enter Palestine together. Thank you. Thanks, Don.
Chance to go with this. All right, I've got a chant with what the brother said that goes with it, but it's a little difficult. But it's good. I'm going to say it first, and then we're going to chant it, okay? It goes like this. Black, Latino, Arab, Asian, and white. No racist war, no more, no more. Defend our civil rights. How many people already know this? All right, you got to help me lead it, okay? So it goes like this. Black, Latino, Arab, Asian, and white. No racist war, no more, no more. Defend our civil rights. Black, Latino, Arab, Asian, and white. No racist war, no more, no more. Defend our civil rights. Say what? Black, Latino, Arab, Asian, and white. No racist war, no more, no more. Defend our civil rights. Black, Latino, Arab, Asian, and white. No racist war, no more, no more. Defend our civil rights. Yeah.
One more chant. All right, guys, we're going to do the march. It's that time, but let's do a little chant because I don't feel like you guys are hype enough. I don't feel like you guys are ready enough. So let's turn up for Palestine, Gaza, and Ferguson. All right, I'm going to start with OHIO, the occupation's got to go. I'm going to say it and finish, and then you guys are going to say it. OHIO, the occupation's got to go.
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 From the river to the sea,
From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea,
From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Occupation is a crime.
Occupation is a crime.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
In the thousands and the millions. We are all Palestinians.
We are all Palestinians.
Yeah. Dude, does he have it? All right, guys, let's all be united. We're going to be moving forward. Let's please stick together and make a line. And like Abbas said, let's make a clear way for anyone walking the sidewalk. Stay off the streets, everybody.
Excuse me, folks. Excuse me.
Follow us. We're gonna lead here. Where's Rima?
Excuse me.
Luna, you need to lead us.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Long live 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 Palestine. And the occupation now.
And the occupation now.
March is just kicking off. Here they go down the street.
Long live Palestine!
Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine.
I have your login. Come see me this week.
What connections do you see between the two?
Oh, yeah, I heard about
And I come down here and they're talking about
Gonna take a break and run around the other side, see if we can't catch them at the other side. My first camera's dying anyway, so it's time to do a battery swap. Back in a minute.